Hello everyone. Today I'm going to upgrade a server. This bad boy right here. This is made by Supermicro. They're kind of the Walmart brand of servers, but still make some decent stuff. Today we're going to be swapping out the processors. This is a dual processor system, and adding a little bit extra memory. I currently have it plugged in so that the management interface can be on. I'm gonna pull the power on it right now. This is pretty neato as well because it does have dual power supplies, which isn't super common among the Supermicro setups. So first step here, we're going to be pulling out all 4 screws on each of the heat sinks. They are spring-loaded, so basically you can't over-tighten them. You just tighten them until they bottom out, and makes it simple. It does kind of help to do them in kind of a little bit at a time. Otherwise, they tend to bind or not quite work the way you would expect them to. But anyways, I will pull all of the screws out on both of them and pull the heat sinks off like so. Okay, so I pulled off both heat sinks from the processors. One of the next things I'll be doing here is using some rubbing alcohol, and in my case here I'm going to use some paper towels, as this heatsink paste is messy-ish and it tends to stain whatever you use to clean it off, so I prefer to stain a paper towel that I'm going to throw away anyway. But anyways, I'll start cleaning these off. Messy stuff. I want to get all the crud off of the heatsink here so that it makes a good contact with the new processors. Scrape all that gunk off. It doesn't matter so much pulling it off of these guys, just because they're not going to be staying, but so we don't get the heatsink paste everywhere. Okay, and then we'll just polish up the bottoms here with some alcohol on a paper towel. Just make them nice and shiny. Okay. Now that we've got those prepped, we can pull out the processors. They have an order you got to do these in. You can see over here they've got that one first, and then it locks this one from coming out, so that one goes second. So you just push and pull it over, flip this up, and push, flip that up, and use this one to release it there. And your processor is free. And repeat with the second one here. Oh, this one first. And this one. And pull that puppy out. Okay. Now we've got 2 free empty slots here. We'll grab our new ones, unpackage them, and get them ready. Okay, I pulled them out of their protective shielding and what have you, and now it's time to put them in. Let's see, where is the key on these? So you'll see here it's got the little marking on the corner. It usually corresponds to something here. I'm thinking it's this side. which there's other two ways that kind of prevent you from putting it in wrong anyway. So we'll drop that in. The fact that it fits indicates that it's probably in the right way. So drop that down, fold this guy down, and lock him in place. And then this guy second. Okay, that processor is in and ready. Now we can do the same on the other side here. Let's see. I think this one's backwards, I want to say. From the other one, that is. Yeah, there we go. Okay. We'll lock him down. Okay, so now I've got both processors in place and they are ready to receive their heat sinks. The next part, which is fairly important here, is our heatsink paste. In this case, they just sent some with it. This is going to be some, basically it's thermally conductive paste. Usually it'll have bits of silver or something else like that in it to kind of take care of that. What I'm going to do is just put a little gob right in the center on both of them. Everyone kind of has their own theories and methods on how to do this, but you basically want to put it in the center. That way it kind of squishes outwards. You want to avoid having air pockets and whatnot. And just a good sized gob is usually enough. Let's see, so we're going to set our heat sinks back in place, like so. Like that. And tighten them down. And there we go, they're both tightened down. So the last thing I'm going to be doing is filling up these remaining slots of memory. They're keyed a particular way, won't go in the wrong way. And then you want to make sure that what you have in it is matched to what you're putting in it. Especially with these server boards, because they can get real fussy if you're mixing and matching too much. Sometimes it'll work, sometimes it won't. So we put the memory in and seat it all around here. There we go, fully populated. Now the last step is to install our air channeling shield doohickey. That's the technical term. Then we can throw the lid back on here. Slide it into place and then reconnect power. We'll give the IPMI just a moment to boot up and get connected to the network. Should be coming up here any moment. There we go, we're getting some signs of life. There we go. Now it should be available. There we go. Okay. Okay, let's give it some power and see what it does. setup. That's just what we want. Okay, there's our RAM. Okay, and there's all of our processor settings. It looks like it's seeing everything properly and everything appears to be working well. So now we can put this puppy back into service.